Powerful voices come to the playlist tonight, and a furniture design that goes with the flow. Stay tuned.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Topping the playlist tonight, the powerful voice of Sarah Kruger. She puts her experience in the musical culture of northern Minnesota to great use, with a little funk, a little bit of blues, and more. Please welcome Sarah Kruger.
Goodbye, loneliness. I'll see you in the wintertime. Hello, sweet revenge. You'll be making everything alright, just for a little while, till he comes back around. I'll be satisfied. I'm talking about honesty, honesty about honesty. He ain't got none. Well, how about some dignity, dignity, some dignity? He forgot some. No, he won't get a piece of me. Piece of me won't get a piece of me when it's all done. Oh, but when the springtime comes, I'll be gone. 'Cause it's goodbye, loneliness. I'll see you in the wintertime. And hello, sweet revenge. You'll be making everything alright, just for a little while, till he comes back around. I'll be satisfied. Yeah, just for a little while, till he comes back around. I'll be satisfied. Just for a little while, till he comes back around. I'll be satisfied.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Cool. Well, we get to hear more music from Sarah and insight coming up in a few minutes. But the gift of music comes out at every age. The luckiest are probably the kids who pick up an instrument early on. And that's the whole point of the Crescendo Youth Orchestra. Check it out.
1, 2, 3. This is the Hibbing Youth Orchestra.
I'm Graydon Philbrick. I've been playing for 3 years now.
I'm Diana Giambetti. I teach music here at the high school, so I'm just filling in as the director tonight.
My name is Carrie Jusela, and I'm the director of the Prelude group for Crescendo.
Everybody ready?
Floodwood is a very small town. We have, I think, about 500 people. And we've started this orchestra just out of grassroots efforts.
I've been playing for 1.5 years.
It's something I never thought would happen, ever, and it's great.
The best thing about being in the orchestra is probably playing your instrument in front of people. That's just my favorite part, just sharing the music.
it's entertaining and it's fulfilling, and it's just nice to see so many generations playing together. You've got someone, I think, in his 70s and playing with 11-year-olds. And that's the cool thing about the orchestra that Julie has set up is even a beginner can come in, maybe the first, second rehearsal, and play along.
I think it's really fun.
I go home after this is done, and I'm exhausted, but I feel so good.
Well, in the studio with me is Julie Stein, the founder of the Crescendo Youth Orchestra. Welcome, Julie. Thank you for coming over. Okay, from that clip, you can tell they have a lot of fun.
They do.
Give me a sense of the mission of the Crescendo Youth Orchestra.
The mission is actually really big goals and vision as far out as 25 to 50 years, thinking that we'd like to build a broad base of love for the string arts, and that doesn't come easily. It's an uphill battle, but you know, we started with young students, and we're actually building into a whole generation the love of the instruments, because that's the hardest part, is having people appreciate the the orchestra.
So the orchestra youth are what, 9 to 15, or what's the age range?
Right, we let them play with the orchestra when they turn 9. So we have, sometimes they are excited for their birthday in October or whatever, and then after the next concert they can join, and they go all the way through 18. That's the youth program.
And you told me that once the adults found out that this was going on for kids.
Right, and actually a lot of that happened, the parents of the kids who started to play thought, this is really fun, and actually it would be more fun for them and easier to learn for them if we were doing it together as a family. So we have several of the parents in the program as adults in the community orchestra, but also members of the community that just decided they never got to do it because there was no orchestra program for 25 years. So an entire generation grew up without orchestra. So for all of us, like myself, who grew up in the Hibbing area and didn't have orchestra, then we get to now experience it as adults. So
a city the size of Floodwood, to have
Right.
a string program is fantastic.
I think it's marvelous. Yeah.
Or volunteer organization, how does it all come together? What makes it
We
work?
have so many people in love with Crescendo that support it, and I wish I had a long list of the names, because it's just amazing how many people have put their time and energy into it. Tammy Jensen has been there from the beginning, helping do all the paperwork and the legal stuff that I got too frustrated for, and she really helped it so that it's founded as a real thing, and it will last, for long beyond when we are all here. But we have a board of directors that supports and fundraises and works with the community in that way, and then many parents. We have a parent team that works, and then a lot of the volunteers that are at the rehearsals are also parents, but some just that want to see this happen. They want to see the orchestra in the community, and they know that there's no other way to do it really than to make this go, because to put a program into the school district is going to cost $80,000 or something unreal to pay for the staff and the teachers and the instruments and provide a space and all that. So yeah.
We talked about getting instruments might be an obstacle, but you have a plan to help people get instruments, yes?
Well, we have had a lot of donations for instruments, and that's been really nice. We can always use more, especially the fractional sizes for youth, quarter size, half size, and 3/4 size. We're always running out of the half size, it seems. But and cellos. The cellos are harder to come by because they just don't appear in people's closets, I guess, maybe as often. But
And those kids, they keep on growing, so you
Right.
have to keep resizing. And last question, a little bit about the funding. You're a nonprofit?
We're a 501c3, and it's been amazing. We've received a huge gift 3 years ago from the Zeppa Family Foundation, and we just thank them. Big thank you to that, because that is really what lifted us and got us going in the first place to last long range. And now others can see, oh, that's what they're trying to build, that's what they're trying to do, and then they get excited. But without that infusion, it would have been really hard to get off the ground. So that was really great. But we've also the Hibbing Foundation and other small gifts from individuals. So
That's what a community is all about. So
Right.
thank you for taking the time to come in and
Well,
talk
thank
to
you
us
for
about
having
it.
me. Thank you.
I really
This is
appreciate
wonderful.
it. Keep up the great work.
Thank
Those
you.
are some pretty inspired kids. One told me, I practice 2 hours a day. It's
Right.
like, you keep it up, guys.
That's
Now,
great.
the next performance is coming up a week from this Friday, the 19th, at the Virginia High School. And they're on the bill with the Mesabi Community Orchestra. And we'll be right back after a quick visit to the Minnesota Discovery Center.
I'm Tammy Jensen. I work at the Minnesota Discovery Center. I'm the Engagement and Events Manager here. We've been working with a lot of our regional musicians here on the range, and we worked with them all summer for our Art in the Park event. And just to kind of keep that music alive, we have the Acoustic Cafe, and that's the 4th Thursday of every month. The only time it's not the 4th Thursday is actually this month because of Thanksgiving. We are co-sponsored for it with the Iron Range Original Music Association, and they're a nonprofit as well, and just looking to help folks who do write their own original music find a place to play. It'll be anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 original music writing artists who come in here and they play for us. I think it's a little bit different, a little bit new, but a good way to showcase the talent that we have here in our region. Our next Acoustic Cafe is Thursday, November 18th. Free to the community from 5 to 9. The music starts at 6.
Peter Pestalozzi certainly knows his way around a workshop. As a fine furniture designer from Ely, he infuses his personal experience into his designs, creating unique, fine-crafted cabinets, desks, chairs, and tables. Odyssey Design is where it's at.
The experiences of paddling on Lake Superior are really powerful experiences. And I'm a pretty mediocre photographer, but I'm a pretty good woodworker. So that's really kind of the medium that I should try to express those experiences in. You know, and the first thing that sort of came together that way was that witch tree cabinet. It's a really powerful spiritual place. If you look at the picture I took of the witch tree, the cabinet's way better. Hopefully it can bring that spirit into somebody's life. You know, whether you put a painting on your wall or a rocking chair in your living room, it's letting art become part of the fabric of everyday life. My name's Peter Pestalozzi, and I have a studio that I build original design furniture. I am shaping bath slats for a rocking chair.
Peter, he's driven by furniture.
By the time you're here doing this, the piece is already built.
It's the design elements are really what turned both of us on.
You know, this got determined by the way I made the form, you know, and that form got determined by the drawing and the prototypes that I did.
You're making the choice to do something for, I mean, there's a reason behind it. That you're not just making this joint because it works. You're making this joint because it also contributes to the whole aesthetic of the piece.
It's a rocking chair. I've called it Surfs Up, and it's based on having spent a lot of time kayaking on Lake Superior and surfing on Park Point.
There's a whole aesthetic of wave lines that need to be part of the language of that piece, so that it's not just the function of the back post is, yes, to hold up the back part of the rocker, but the design part of that is it needs to have the language of a wave somehow in it and relate to the other lines that have the language of a wave in it, so that the whole piece continues to speak the same coherent language.
To have a vision like that when you're in sort of the design phase and in building the piece, that helps make this design decisions about what should I, you know, how should I make this piece, what should this curve look like. So, somebody said, how long did it take you to make this chair? 18 years, you know, and 200 other pieces in the process, because it's all cumulative. What's going to be interesting is, you know, what's going to happen with the next piece, you know? Where's the next one going to come from?
Peter's chair has been seen at art shows across the country. It won Best of Show at the Edge Gallery in Big Fork this summer. Now, a piece of his work is in our playlist gallery this week, compliments of the Sievertson Art Gallery here in Duluth. There are also several pieces from Alberta Morana. She grew up in Chisholm, inspired by the landscape, and she works primarily in pastels. Now, you can see more photos on our website, theplaylistonline.org. Get connected with the playlist through Facebook and Twitter, and you can even download episodes as podcasts. The playlist is available in lots of ways anytime. And now please welcome back Sarah Kruger performing live in the WDSE studio. There you go.
Thank you.
Take me to Chile. Take me to Spain. 'Cause it's getting cold in this town by the lake. Pour me a stiff one. Sing me a song. The turn of the season is taking far too damn long. Well, I need a savior and I need a sign. Hand me the ticket, I'll catch my plane right on time. Don't you know that I'm doing okay? But baby, take me to Chile. Yes, and take me to Spain. Fly me to Tokyo. We can't stop in Brazil. The souls in this city seem to be losing their thrill. Well, baby, you got the money. Yes, and I've got no time to wait. We've both got demons. Let's put them right in their place. Well, I need a savior and I need a sign. Hand me the ticket, I'll catch my plane right on time. Don't you know that I'm doing okay? Baby, take me to Chile. Yes, and take me to Spain.
Thank you. That's awesome. Now, welcome to the playlist, Sarah, and thank you for taking the time. You write your own songs, and to me, Take Me to Chile, that's the perfect escape song.
It is, yeah.
Tell me the
That's what it's about.
backstory.
Well, I wrote it last winter, you know, when you just kind of get to that point where you feel like winter's getting long. We live in Duluth and we love the winter, but we know how it goes. You're hanging out at home, you don't want to go outside. And I was dreaming up a trip I wanted to go on that I was planning for later in the spring, and
thinking of all the places I could go. And I ended up traveling down south and planning it out, and that's kind of where the song started. So.
A nice road trip and a good escape. Now, you're being backed up tonight by some pretty talented musicians.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce them?
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to. Over here I have Nate Case playing guitar. Back on drums is Kyle Keegan. Over here is Jordan Taylor. He's playing the little piano and some slide guitar, and Ben Berg. Some good friends of mine and incredible musicians, so very lucky to have them.
Well, welcome all of you, and I did ask, how did you guys get together?
Well, we kind of all have different stories, but we've been playing music together through college. I had public speaking class with Nate and ran into Jordan in the dining center the first week of school. Kyle and I are we're from the Chippewa Valley, so we've known each other. And then Ben has been great friends with Nate. They were dorm mates and kind of hung out freshman year. And these guys have all been playing music together. There's a lot of different bands coming out of just this one group of people right now. So.
I think that's, what does it say about the incubator that is Duluth? Or, you know, you cross paths with the right people.
Yeah, I know, and I feel really thankful. I know for a fact I wouldn't be up here doing this right now if I wouldn't have met these guys, and they're a big inspiration to me and have been playing music their whole lives and helped me out a lot and try and teach me a lot.
So tell me about your songwriting. How long have you been playing the guitar and writing songs?
Yeah, I just picked up the guitar last year. Nate took me out guitar shopping and kind of showed me the ropes, and started writing songs kind of right when I got at home, learning chords. I've always been a writer, and so it's just, I felt like it was about time to put my singing and my writing together, and yeah, it's been great so far.
I like to sing along, so I'll be listening to your music.
Great.
And do you have a disc out yet?
I do, yeah. I released an EP this summer, and I have all these gentlemen helping me out playing on that also. So it's available down at the Electric Fetus, and we'll be getting it up online soon and at my shows. So yeah.
Last question is advice for young musicians. You had a chance to step out on American Idol. Would you recommend it? You know, what's the best path?
I would say just go with what feels right. I mean, that wasn't really the path for me, but for, you know, a lot of younger kids, that might give them inspiration to keep trying new things. And for me, it's just kind of a piece of the puzzle when it comes to my singing and performing. And I would just tell kids to start early, you know. I had my parents offer to put me in guitar lessons and piano lessons, and I was, you know, apprehensive, and so I got a late start, and it makes you think, you know, what I could be doing now if I would have started when I was younger.
Yeah,
so.
I don't even know, because you're fantastic now.
Thank you.
It's really going to be fun to see where this takes you. And thank all of you for coming in and being part of this. Now, you're getting ready for one more song for us.
Yeah.
And you're playing tonight at the Brew House.
Yeah, we are.
And in Eau Claire this weekend, so check all that out. Now, we hope you keep the ideas for the playlist coming in. Send them along through our website. From music to theater and up-and-coming artists, we're open to your suggestions. So thanks for watching tonight. Have a great weekend, and go out and support the arts. Here's some more music.
I'll be rambling on, rambling on. 'cause you ain't got nowhere to go. Let the oak tree die, let the oak tree die, oak tree die, because the soul can't pray no more. But you better watch your step. The sky turned blue, and the mountain went.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and by viewers like you.